So during the Game Awards 2025, we saw a lot of cool reveals and game trailers, but I think one of the trailers that really made people go bonkers, especially me, because I was actually sitting in the audience when this happened. I'm serious, it's true, you can see me right here. That was the trailer of Divinity that dropped. Divinity is, of course, Larian's next game that they're working on. Actually, they're working on 2 games. If you've been following the channel here, you would know, I've talked about that before, but Divinity is one of those games, and it's actually, well, we don't know if it's like what type of game it actually is. If you compare it to like Baldur's Gate 3 or Divinity 1 and 2, I would assume it's gonna be another turn-based RPG. At any rate, this trailer dropped, and for good reasons, it made people lose their minds, because, and I'm not even sure, I probably need to like cut away some parts here from the trailer, because it's pretty disgusting, and I could already see that YouTube had already like age restricted the original trailer, so I'm not gonna show the gross parts here because it's way too gross for YouTube. Don't blame me, blame YouTube. But it looks amazing, it looks gory, it looks horrible in all the best ways. And well, we got another adult games from Larian on our hands here. Now, what do we actually know about Divinity? Well, not that much, as I mentioned. Like, it's a Divinity game, but what form that will take, I'm not sure. I'm very curious, will this be another cinematic masterpiece like Baldur's Gate 3, or will it be more of the, top from bird's eye view type game that Divinity 1 and 2 are, without many of the cinematics? I'm thinking about the former here, because if we check out the official website for Divinity, it says this text: the gods are silent, Rivellon bleeds, that is of course the world that Divinity takes place in, new powers stir, built by the team who brought you Baldur's Gate 3. Larian Studios unchains its ambitions to bring you an RPG with greater breadth and depth than ever before. At least that's the plan. Of course, they always had that kind of, cheeky humor from Larian. And well, it literally says here that Divinity is gonna be the greatest game they've made so far. And, obviously when you think about what type of game they made last time, which is one of the greatest games ever made, Baldur's Gate 3, I would say that it's probably gonna be another cinematic masterpiece. They're probably taking everything they've done and just cramming it into Divinity here. Then we have the mastermind himself, Sven Vincke, and he said this on Twitter: "I don't think I've ever been so nervous about an announcement as this one, but here it is. This is our biggest, most ambitious RPG yet." I love that he keeps saying that. "And we can't wait to show it to you." Like, again, I definitely trust him on this. I mean, they've been so transparent throughout the entire release of Baldur's Gate 3 and post Baldur's Gate 3. And like the way they communicate with the community and all the players, and just how much love they've been sharing. And, you can't just help but trust whatever he's saying. So I am absolutely on this. Like, I'm buying this like collector's edition full on. No problem at all, because I love these guys. They've made one of the greatest games of all time, according to me. And, well, most people, I would say. Then the official Divinity account tweeted this: "Our ambition for what comes next is greater than ever before, and we're so excited to be with you on what's going to be one hell of a ride." That's also kind of a cheeky one. And then, of course, we had this live recording of Sven talking a little bit about the Hellstone back there.
Hi everybody! First of all, thank you for voting for us at the Game Awards. It means a lot to us. Your support literally energizes the entire team every single day that we are working on our games. We've revealed Divinity, so this is the Hellstone. It was our little game to tease you. It was really a lot of fun seeing you trying to guess which game was behind it, but now you know it's Divinity. It's going to be a special game. It's going to be our biggest game. We're putting everything we have into the studio. We're putting all of the experience that we built up over the last 30 years into it, and I think you're going to love it when you're going to see it. Keep on following us, subscribe, whatever. You will see a whole bunch of updates at some point in the future. We're still working on it, so it'll take us a little bit of time, but I think you're going to really, really love it when the game is finally going to be shown to you as gameplay. Thank you. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Now, a fun little side note is I actually visited the Hellstone and checked it out while I was in LA for the Game Awards, and I found it like the whole thing about the Hellstone is really interesting because it has many various elements in it. Like it has bears, it has a bunch of various animals, it has wolves, a snake, and, a lot of demon faces and human faces. And the thing is, when you watch the trailer, you have this, you see the Hellstone sprouting up from this guy, and it's like this bloody, disgusting thing. And it seems like a lot of people are just like getting sucked in to create the Hellstone. But this was like a festival in the trailer, so it's mostly just people and a few, horses and a few other animals. But when you look at the actual Hellstone from when you were like physically there, the amount of things in it is very dissimilar from the people that would be, or the things that would be victims here. So I'm thinking maybe there's more Hellstones in, that we're gonna have to destroy or something similar, because we don't really know what this means for the game Divinity. Like, what are the Hellstones really for? What do they do? But I'm thinking that there are several Hellstones, because the one that is physically in LA, or was physically in LA, it doesn't really look exactly like the one that we see in the cinematic. Maybe it's like a art style thing and that they just changed some things, but I'm thinking there's several Hellstones here. Just a theory. Now the big question is, like, what is this really? What are the Hellstones? What are they supposed to do? What are their purpose? Well, of course, it's connected to the gods. Like, that is the big thing in the Divinity games, is that the gods, are a primary thing, a primary element that drives the story in the Divinity game. So of course it has something to do with that, but who is this god connected? Like who's creating these Hellstones? What's happening? Well, don't really know, but at any rate, it has something to do with the gods, obviously. Now, on the other hand, we got some more information about this thing, and some just more information in general from Cromwell P, very AFK as he's known on Twitter, the community manager for Larian, and he said the following: "It's called the Hellstone. We're all increasingly divorced from physicality, so we wanted to build a monument for not only our international teams to gather around, but for the rest of the gaming community to rally around. We wanted people to get excited for the next big game on their list, and we wanted to do it in a way that employed skill and craft by hand to drive people outside to see it and to talk about it. So many people assumed it was AI or even an Unreal Engine 5 render. Expectations are understandably low." Well, the thing is, obviously it's real. I was there. I didn't touch the thing, but I was close enough to it where I could take several shots of the thing when I was there. And obviously, as you may see from my images from my phone, it's beautifully made. It's handcrafted. It's amazingly well done. It glows in the dark at night. Looks fucking rad. I gotta tell you that. As it was really cool just seeing it up close. Anyway, continuing this little post, we saw by the reaction, however, that excitement is at an all-time high. We hope that your favorite game is as announced, whatever it may be. We hope that the people making it feel empowered enough to go out and talk to you about it. We hope that the physical world still plays a large role in the adventure that is the video games industry. We at Larian will continue to invest in ways to be tangible and present and open with what is clearly an excited and engaged audience. The level of skill and craftsmanship and creative spaces has never been higher, and I hope we can all make time to go out into the world and appreciate it when we see it. That physicality between the process and audience is that maintains a necessary level of mutual respect. It is very much okay to be excited about video games, and we can't wait to see you in person when we're ready on the road to Divinity. Oh, and thanks for not setting it on fire. You're welcome! But yeah, I love the poetic sort of connection he's making here, in that, it's the idea of just going out and seeing the thing and just not assuming that it's all made up, that it's not just an AI or that it's made in Unreal Engine 5. I just love the way that they just bring it to life. But that's the kind of thing Larian is really good at. They're super creative, and I love the way they're marketing this entire thing. And I really hope they do the same thing for the next teaser for Divinity. I I really hope they do the same thing for their other game, because again, they are making 2 games in tandem. 2 games at Larian are getting developed right now, and the other one, we don't know what it is yet. Hopefully, you know, because we know this one is Divinity, of course, that, you know, then we can just leave the, you know, the idea that they're making just a bunch of Divinity games to the side. We have one Divinity game. The other one is hopefully going to be completely original, because of course they are not working on a Baldur's Gate 4. They're not connected to, you know, Wizard of the Coasts or Hasbro anymore. They're completely disconnected now, so they're just doing their own thing. And what that thing may be, I'm very excited to see, because, you know, the whole process, I gotta also talk a little bit about like when the trailer was playing, because I was, you know, sitting in the audience with, you know, my brother and a couple of other people that, you know, brought us over to LA, and just, you know, seeing the spectacle and everything that was going on, the way they had planned everything together with Jeff Keighley, it was just so creative. Like when they walked in, you know, the people at the start of the trailer, like we had like a bunch of peasants walk in, and I was like, what the hell, what are they doing here? I thought there was just a group of people that were lost. But then they started floating and shit like that, and it was really cool to see, I gotta say. I wish you guys could have seen it in person, because it was really, like, it was a huge spectacle. At any rate, I'm super excited for this game. Obviously, if you've been following this channel, you know that I covered Baldur's Gate 3 a lot, and I will be covering this game equally as much when we start to, you know, find out more about it. So remember to subscribe for that. Thank you for watching as always. Take care, and see you in the next video. Mr. Holton signing off.